Hi, friend. Welcome to the Divinely Aligned channel. I'm Courtney, and I'm here today to give you permission to play, to play every fucking day with your reality. So, this episode today is also integration session 6, which is paired with Ascension session 6 from the Ascension series, the New Earth Ascension series that I channeled through a few weeks ago. And if you're new here, I am now using that Ascension series as inspiration for integration videos or just for a deeper dive into higher consciousness, into living as we are designed to. In those sessions, I allowed myself to go into trance, put myself in trance, and just let the divine channel through me whatever needed to come through. This session was incredibly powerful. The heart awakening activation of our little self, our inner child, is so deep. It's so good. And so I highly encourage you, if you didn't do it, to go and do it. If you've done it, to do it again. We are here now, those of us that are awake and aware and conscious and know that we're here for more. We are here now to play, to be in innocence again, to be free. To truly be and feel free, we need to be here now. We need to be present. We need to be creating our reality as we're living it. And we don't want to create a reality while we're focused on the stress and the pressure and the anxiety of reality. We want to be playing and creating and curious. And we get to. And I'm here again to give you that permission. That's my intention. Our nervous systems here and now as adults are so wired to function in the patterns that we coded into ourselves when we were too little to know better. When we were just little children, we, depending on our environment, on our parents, on our situations and circumstances, we code in these patterns, these ways of being that feel like safety and security. Whatever environment we grow up in is usually where then our emotional addiction patterns are still functioning in until we do the work to illuminate what is and isn't working for us and make the changes. Now, what I have found is that a lot of us that are here, on healing journeys, years of self-development and all the things, we have such dysregulated nervous systems because we're so hyper focused on all of the work, on all of the healing, on seeing what's not right within us. We're constantly trying to problem solve and fix and change. And I mean, I'm not there anymore, but I was there for a very long time. And there's so many magical processes, from EFT tapping to somatics to yoga to breathwork to meditation. All of it is magical and powerful, and it can shift and change things. But again, as I keep saying in these videos, if we're creating this reality where we need to keep doing this work, when we're not doing it, a lot of the time then we fall back into these patterns. We fall back into the dysregulation. And then it's this constant cycle of needing to use these tools to feel better. And as I have woken up to, my purpose here is to give you your power back, to let you see that you have everything you need in any moment to just live a life you love. And if you're living a life you love that is supporting you, loving you, we don't need all of these tools. And I'm not saying there's not going to be times in your life where things aren't triggering and activating you and you tap and tune into whatever it is that works for you, whether it's going for a run, getting on your yoga mat, doing breath work, tapping, all of these things, fabulous tools that can do so much for us, for our mindset, for our energetics. But we aren't going to know until we get there what we need. So yes, have a tool belt full of all of the things that work for you. But it's that when we're focusing on it, when we're focusing on and living in fear of these things showing up, of feeling anxious, of feeling nervous, of slipping back into our old ways, when we're constantly putting our attention and our focus on the healing so that we can live lives that we love, we're continuing to create those situations and circumstances. We're creating the problems that we feel we need to fix. So, in this new level of consciousness, this new earth that is a frequency, it's an energy that we are all here to exist in as soon as we choose to, we now need to find our own safety and security within ourselves. It's not about the outside world anymore. We don't actually need anything or anyone to keep us alive and survive. We can do that on our own. We can feed ourselves, we can nourish ourselves, we can love ourselves, we can give ourselves everything that we need. And I'm not saying that we don't need then relationships and um, other things of this 3D world, but we're doing it from our power, from our embodiment. We're doing it choosing the people, the opportunities, the food, the music, whatever it is that we want in our reality. When we were too little to know better, which is when we create these patterns in our nervous system, we didn't know. We're just going off of the world around us, which is how it's meant to be. But now it's time to be the superconscious alchemists of our reality. And we are never going to get rid of that energy. So let me just clear that up. We aren't going to get rid of the energy from our childhood. It's what we went through, it's what we experienced, it's what activated certain beliefs and ways of being within us. But we can just let those ways of being be. We can let them be the way that they were, the way that we got here. We can let all the situations and circumstances be whatever they were, perceive them all as magic, which is what I do, because it's magic that you're here. There's so many things that could have happened to make you not be here, but you are here and you are awake and you are ready to live in a new level at a new frequency of reality. But it's time again to take your power back. So when you see that reality is a mirror. Reality is a mirror of your inner state. We are only ever here now. So everything that we are bringing to our reality from the past, we are choosing. So when we tap into and tune into being the conscious creators and alchemists of our reality, then we can use all of the lessons, all that we have done and went through and learned from the past, use all of that, alchemize it into magic that we can now use to create our current reality, which is then going to become our future, which again also doesn't exist. It does in a way in our minds. It's good to have a vision and intentions and things of the future, but we are only ever here now. So every now moment is creating what we call the future. We have the power to make that whatever we want. So when I talk about, or anyone talks about, like identity shifting, reality creating, quantum leaping, quantum jumping, it is all based in the truth that you are shifting and changing and evolving at quantum levels in every moment. You are a multidimensional being. But what you are choosing in any moment is creating the reality that you're seeing. So when you start to do the work to truly live and be who you want to be, that is the reality you're going to start to see. But you have to choose it. So if we keep playing on these patterns of the past that our nervous system is trained to, because it feels familiar, these ways of being that we coded into ourselves to keep ourselves safe and surviving when we were children, are what now feel familiar, are what now feels safe and secure, because we know we can survive those circumstances and we can survive these ways of being. So a lot of us continue to choose certain toxic relationships and patterns and things until we don't anymore. But the easiest way to fix, which again, we aren't here to fix anything, but I'm going to just go with this. The easiest way to fix all of the problems that you think that you have is to just choose to love yourself. There I go saying it again for anyone who's not new here. But now we are doing it by having fun, by feeling free, by playing. There is very few things more powerful and more magnetic than you in the energy and frequency of play. Because think of any time in your life when you've been playing a game, playing anything. You're just there, you're present, you're living it, you're doing it. And it's the best feeling for anyone. And it's the most attractive energy that we can be in. And so now we need to start to play with our reality, to be here out of curiosity, out of wanting to enjoy this existence that we're here for. My reticular activating system has been very hyper aware of certain things that people say in this 3D reality. The amount of times I've been in like grocery stores or at friends' houses and stuff around people that are just getting by. Oh, how's life? I'm getting by. Living the dream, but really it's a nightmare. I've heard someone say, 3 different people say that in the last like 72 hours. Oh, I just can't wait till life doesn't feel this hard anymore. It's a struggle, but I'm getting by. Like just all of these terms and phrases and things that we say, I don't, but that people do, and just make okay. Like when did we create the belief that life is just meant to be hard, that we're just here to struggle and suffer and get by and work these 9 to 5s and then retire when we have used and abused our bodies so much that we can't even enjoy the fruits of our labor from all the work that we've done. Like that is so 3D reality mindset that I know that you're not in anymore, but I do understand being stuck in the in between. And that's what I find I'm attracting a lot of within people, is people that are in, how I see it, of like the dark night of the soul, which to me is this place where we're in this battle between our heads and our hearts, between our egos and our souls, between our unconscious and our superconscious. And we're in this place where our unconscious, our subconscious programming knows what it knows and wants to keep doing what it does to keep us safe. Our ego wants to keep doing what we know we get praise and approval and validation for. It wants to keep working at whatever goals it set to get that validation that it's a good person. But our hearts and our souls and our superconscious mind knows that we're here for more. And we are becoming more and awake and aware and aligned to the divinity within us and to the power that we have. And it gets harder and harder to ignore it. And that's why we'll start to feel called to do more spiritually awakening things, or do more things that make us more present or more connected to people that get it, or whatever it is. You just start to wake up more. You start to ascend consciously. But it is exhausting when we're in this place where there's this fight within us. And I was there for years trying to figure it out. But once you truly just start living and stop thinking about your life, stop figuring your life out, stop trying to fix and heal and problem solve your life away, you actually start living it, and then everything becomes magic. That's what it means to be a creator and alchemist of your reality, which is what you're here for if you're hearing this. So in this ascension session, in the channeling, when we, tapped in and connected to our inner child, to me, it was so powerful because where the divine took us was to a place of just love and appreciation, because that is what we're seeking and searching for, is to heal the core wound that we all carry of individuation, of abandonment from when we came into this world and we started to see that we needed to be something, someone for everyone or for whoever it was around us to get what we needed. And we forgot about ourselves. And that's how it's designed to be. But now, if you're hearing this, you're here to wake up and remember that you also chose to remember that you are here as a divine being of light and love, and you are here to live life on your terms, by your rules, and you now get to choose. You get to choose to live and lead and love anchored in the light. That was the most powerful words that came through that channeling for me, is that it is now time to fully, completely live, lead, and love at a whole new level. And all we have to do is anchor into the light. And all that that means is being here now, being conscious and awake and aware and present and choosing what you want to do. And when then you start to just play with reality and create what you love creating and do what you want to do and have the conversations you want to have and watch the things that you enjoy watching, do the activities that you enjoy doing, or do nothing because that's what you want in that moment. Whatever it is, you are in control. But you are only in control ever of you in this moment now. You don't actually get to control anything outside of you, but you can control the way that you perceive reality, that you perceive whatever is going on around you. Everything is neutral. You give it meaning. So we are all going to see there's enough studies out there that even say a car accident, everyone involved is going to have a different story about it because we are all going to see everything always that is happening through our lens, and no one else can ever see and experience that other than you. But when we're all trying to be each other, when we're all trying to please and prove and compete and compare, we're not showing up as the magic and the medicine that we're here to be. And you most likely have been having a lot of things in your reality and in your life happening to wake you up, to make you see how good it could be, or maybe how good it is, to just live the identity and the reality that you want to. But you have to choose to do it and be it. And we do that through just letting things be. We don't need to focus so much on releasing, on healing, on changing the way. We can't change the way anything was, but we can change the way that we see it, is basically what I'm trying to say here. We don't lose anything other than ideas. So it's time to lose all of the ideas that say that you aren't free, that say that you don't get to live limitlessly, that say that you aren't worthy, that you aren't enough, that you can't just play and have fun and be free to do what you want to do with your life. We need to just lose those ideas because that's all that we ever can lose. And we need to start to create ideas that serve our greater good, our higher happiness, our peace, our bliss, us living and leading and loving every day in every way that we can. You get to have fun. And anything that is telling you that you don't is showing you where you are not free. And that's all that reality, the divine, universe, God, source, spirit, higher self, angels are ever trying to show us and wake us up to, are where we're not free. When things are falling apart, when things aren't working out for you, when you're feeling yourself in the lower density feelings, it is showing you where you are not allowing yourself to be free. But you have to choose to take responsibility for your reality. You can't take half responsibility. If you're still feeling a victim to life, if you're still giving yourself excuses of like, but this happened to me, but this person feels this way about me, but this person said this, but in the past, this is what happened when I did that. But I really feel like I first need to before, like all of these excuses and justifications that we give ourselves as to why we can't love ourselves, why we can't live as we want to, why we can't choose to ascend into a higher reality, into a higher consciousness that is in support of us doing and being everything that we want to. All of these things need to shift and change before you're going to be able to live limitlessly. Your level of worthiness, your level of consciousness is going to dictate how limitless and free you are. You have to choose to show up and be who you want to be. And I know this is what I keep saying in all the different ways, but it's because of all the things that I've done. And every day I sit here and I'm like, well, what do I bring through? What is the greatest way that I can help anyone? So whether it's channeling consciously or in trance or whatever it is, all that keeps coming through right now, so I know it's what the collective needs, is that the key, the answer, the way is in being present in the now, the only moment you ever can, the only thing you ever can be, and choosing to love yourself and to live as you want to. And play is the way. Having fun. When Like, let me ask you this. Do you even know? Do you know when you chose to stop having fun, to stop making play and creating and being present? What you did? Think of when we're little kids. And one of the greatest examples I have for this, I feel, because it just, for most people, invokes this feeling of freedom, of excitement. Because first of all, before I go into this, let me pause. Can you think of a time where you just felt free? You felt excited. You felt like the world was your oyster, like you could just play and do what you wanted every day. So for me, now I have a lot more to go off of, but for me, what really used to resonate to have me feel that energy and that frequency was thinking about the last day of school before summer vacation. Can you tap back, tune in, remember? This years ago, I was riding my bike as an adult, but I was riding my bike and it was in our neighborhood and it was the last day of school. And I just remember feeling the excitement. And this was so activating and awakening for me of like, when was the last time I felt that freedom and joy of the end of the last day of school before summer break? When it's just like, who knows what the next few months will bring? And there's plans for camping and playing with your friends and all of the things. And it's just exciting. It's free. You don't have to go to school every day. You don't have to listen to your teachers. You don't have to have the homework, right? Like just that feeling of freedom. That is what life is meant to feel like. And this world, this system, school system included, condition this belief in us that we aren't free, that we have to play by all of these rules. And I get that we are human beings in this 3D reality as well. And there's certain things that we should abide by just because that's going to make life easier. But we don't need to choose to do or believe or be anything that doesn't serve us. We get to choose. And we need to stop giving our power away and feel that freedom again to just create what we want to create, to not have every moment of our lives planned out, to not be so worried about what the future will bring, but to be excited about it, to be excited about what could come, about all the ways that we're going to get to play and all the fun we're going to get to have with our friends, because the friends that we have, we love. And we are excited to spend time with them outside of school and go on camping trips or whatever it is, go to the lake, do whatever it is. Do whatever it is. Like we need to take that power back. And the funny thing is, when you think deeper about that, which is what I do, and especially from this ascension session where we went into the inner child healing, is that again is all that we're looking for, is that connection and that remembrance to our innocence and to take our power back, but now from a place of being experienced, evolved adults that get to make all of our own choices. But imagine if you paired that excitement and that freedom and the creativity and the curiosity and the enjoyment and the imagination of our childhood selves with now the experience and the knowing that we have from the years that we've been alive. That is where our true power lies now in the 5D, where we are creating a whole new identity, a whole new reality every day, because we've stopped living on those patterns of the past that are just creating that same reality every day of trying to trying to fix and problem solve and figure out the world. We're living and experiencing and evolving and expanding. And that's where the healing happens, because then we get to connect truly with that energy, with that frequency of our inner child that had the dreams and the desires and the imagination of what it was going to be like to be free to make our own choices. And then we get to these ages where we can make our own choices, but we're so trapped in our beliefs and patterns that we're still being the limited versions of us. And we aren't allowing ourselves to make our own choices. And some of us are in ways, but what I'm talking about here is like fully, completely. If you are settling in any area of your life, you are settling in all of them. So maybe your relationship and your career are really great, but the way you're taking care of your body and feeling about your body isn't. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe you're really good at like moving your body and loving your body and nourishing your body, and you pick really good friendships, but you pick not the highest level frequency romantic relationships, or you're in a career or a job that you don't like, but everything else works. So you just keep struggling and suffering through this career or job because it's paying the bills. Wherever you're settling, you are settling in all other areas, because the full, true, divinely designed version of you that is limitless, that you are here to be, doesn't settle anywhere. There's a lot of people in my world that are following their passion, that are going after their dreams, and that are, taking care of their bodies and moving them how they want to, not moving them to manipulate them and look a certain way, but truly moving them how they want to, feeding their bodies and listening to their bodies in what they enjoy, what feels good for you, because that's always shifting and changing. But in relationship, I have recently been working with a lot of people that are really stuck in relationships, romantic, friendship, work related, that are just not aligned. And so every day they're having to lower their frequency. So even though in a lot of ways they're more awake, they're aware, they're listening things that are raising their vibration, they're living a lot of the ways that are at a higher frequency, but they're still anchoring into the density of their old selves by choosing these relationships because they're afraid of losing whoever it is. And that is limiting everything else. It is making health concerns come up. It is making things not align within the careers that they're trying to build or the dreams that they're trying to follow, because they're still lowering their frequency and energy to be a match to the relationships in their lives. And then I have other people that have really edited out all the relationships that no longer serve, that no longer see them, that are no longer just a vibrational match for them living in their light, right? But they're still working jobs or careers that they don't love, that aren't serving them, that they feel trapped in because of their bills or their dreams, or they feel like they need to keep, settling and sacrificing and saving so that one day in the future, then they can go after their dream, or then they can have the lifestyle that they'll love, right? And again, then that is showing up in them not truly being able to connect with and be intimate with the people in their lives, because they're feeling like they're an imposter because they aren't truly choosing and showing up and loving themselves. And they're having to be a version of them in their day that is no longer aligned with the identity they're trying to create. Or you can go even more into that, into like people that are doing a lot of things to feel good about themselves and their body, but they're doing it out of trying to get some expectation, some outcome, some weight on the scale, some way of their physical body looking. And so a lot of them are doing things that are stressing their systems out, their nervous systems, because they're trying to force and fix and problem solve instead of listening to their bodies and how their bodies want to move and be and receive nourishment and all that. Our bodies know what they want. Our heart, our soul, our physical being, our energetic being, all levels of us knows what it wants. We are divinely designed. There's nothing wrong with us. You are not broken. You have nothing to fix. It's just that you need to stop trying to be anything and everything that you aren't and be who you are. We aren't on a journey anymore. I mean, you can be, but I'm not. And I would and am encouraging anyone to stop being on the journey of becoming and just be. There's a time and a place for that becoming, when we're waking up and we're learning about ourselves and we're discovering ourselves and who we are at a higher frequency. But then there comes a point where we just have to be it. If we're constantly in the becoming of anything, especially ourselves, then that is the state you're always in, is in needing to heal, needing to do the work, needing to figure out how to become who you are, needing to do more things to find who you are. Just be it. And yes, you're still going to listen to things, and you're still going to read books that inspire you or watch things or have conversations with people, but it's going to be at a whole new frequency of now living this life that you love and wanting to just keep growing and evolving. But you're not thinking about your life. You're not planning your life. You're not figuring your life out. You're in it. You're living it. You're experiencing it as the identity you want to. You're going after those dreams and desires. You're choosing the things that feel right for you. And then in each and every moment, because you're choosing to be that identity, you are getting more and more of what you need to support that reality. That's how it works. That's how all the laws of the universe are going to give you everything you need. The law of resonance, the law of assumption, the law of attraction, the law of divine compensation. All of it works, and it is all going to flood to you what you need to live the life that you are choosing. So start choosing a life where you get to play every day, where you get to have fun, where you feel free, where you feel free to create and experience your life, where you can anchor into your light and be who you're here to be, because you will then attract everything that you need. You don't have to force, you don't have to fix, you don't have to problem solve anymore. And that will be true for you as soon as you choose for it to be. And those of you that are already doing it, I'm here today to, first of all, congratulate you, but encourage you to do it to a whole new level. Like, how much more fun can you add to your life? How much fun can you have today? You don't need to figure that out right now. Like, right now, what is the next best, most fun, most exciting thing that you can imagine doing? What would feel like freedom to you? What would feel like fun? What's something that you could do that you would just love to do? Because that frequency, again, the universe, source, the divine, your highest self, your higher mind, speak to you through frequency and energy. And excitement, joy, play, bliss, happiness is the way. So you're always being guided to what you need to do by what feels exciting to you. That is the answer always. Always. And I get we can feel, well, that's irresponsible. Or like, well, what is going and playing hopscotch with my kid going to do? It is going to bring you present with your child, which is there really anything better than that? Or with a friend, or just with yourself. Anytime that we are present and in the moment, there is nothing more powerful. In that moment, you don't know, a bird could fly by that could spark a memory, that sparks the remembrance of a conversation you had about a book that you haven't read yet. And then you read that book, and that book ignites something in you that is your true purpose and passion. And the next thing you know, you're a multimillionaire. Crazier things have happened, but you won't know unless you do it. I will one day get to the point where I will sit here and I will share with you, in the last just 2 months, all of the ways that me doing and living this have brought everything that I have ever dreamed of in ways that I could have never imagined. Never imagined. I mean, maybe imagined a little bit, but like doubted, right? Like, the things that are happening in my reality right now, I still can't comprehend, because our humanness just has no idea how good it gets to be. And when we try and figure it out, all we're doing is limiting it. But you get to follow the excitement. You get to follow the dreams and desires that you have. A few more keys I can give you into living your limitless reality is attention and intention, and really just tension. Tension is going to create your reality. But if you are in the structure of trying to problem solve and fix, that constant struggle and tension around needing to be a better version of you and not feeling good enough and feeling like it'll be better when, is going to keep creating that reality of you needing to fix, of you being in lack, of you not having whatever it is that you need. When we get into the structure of creation and we start to create the tension moving us towards what we just love to do and experience and express, that tension is going to move us forward. In the now, the trick is your intention and your attention. It is so powerful to do meditations, to do visualizations, to play, to do anything that brings you into the present, to know what you want to do, to set intentions as to how you want to feel, what you see in your dream reality, but then it's keeping your attention, your aim on that, because that is what is going to create your reality. If you're constantly keeping your attention, if your intention is to fix and problem solve, and then your attention is going to all the ways that you should be doing the work, or should be doing things to love yourself more, should be doing things to heal X, Y, and Z, or to get people to love you, or whatever it is, then that is creating your reality. But on the other side of that, if you're setting the intention that you want to live a life that you love, that you want to live a life where you wake up and you get to play and you get to create and you get to spend time with your family, and whatever is important to you, whatever you value, you have to choose what that is. I know my values. I just want to live every day to the fullest. Winning to me every day is just feeling free to play, to have fun, to go after what I want to go after. And yeah, I'm still human. There's parts of that aren't my favorite. I don't love doing laundry, but I love having clean clothes. When we put our intention on living a life that we love, and then we decide what that feels like for us and who that person, that version, that vision of us is that's showing up in that reality, then the more we focus our attention on that, the more we're going to see that. We have this part of our mind, of our brain, that is called a reticular activating system. The more that you focus on anything, the more you put your attention on anything, it is going to create more evidence, more proof of that in your reality. And it is such a powerful thing. Like, say that you are really wanting a new car, and there's a certain car that you want, and then all you keep seeing is this car, or you buy a new car and then you just keep seeing now that car everywhere you go. Once something is in our awareness, then we will start to see it more. For me recently, something that's come up as a sign out of nowhere started in a dream, then turned into just all the signs and synchronicities around a lava lamp. I'll share more later. But now I'm seeing them everywhere, right? Because it's in my awareness. But we get to choose what we are putting our attention on. So if I'm currently very locked in to the intention of living a life that I love fully, completely, every day, whatever way I can. And I can't control everyone in my reality and everything in the outside world, but I can control my perception and my paradigm. So my attention now is on this reality and on this way that I am, the identity that I want to show up as, on this dream of being a leader of superconscious creators, of people that are here creating and alchemizing lives that they love. That's what I'm here for. But I have to keep my attention on that and keep creating that and keep focusing on that and playing in that reality and having fun in it. And that is attracting everything I need, everything that I need so easily, so effortlessly, and creating this life that is really beyond my wildest dreams. But again, I have to consciously choose to live it. Really encouraging you to go back and do the 6th ascension session for the channeling. When you tap in and you tune in and you connect and you open and awaken your heart, your innocence, your truth, it's so good what comes through. And it's time for you to reconnect and to play and to have fun and feel free and to love and appreciate all of the choices that your inner child made, because they were all just to keep them safe and to get you here. Every way of being that is coded in you, that is in your nervous system, that has got you here, served its purpose. You're here. But now it's time for you to create a bliss system, right? To have our systems not feel so nervous, so anxious, so stressed, so tense. We want our systems to feel at peace and bliss and happiness. And we do that again by being here now, by breathing in the moment, by feeling and following what feels good for us, and recreating our instruction manual so that our unconscious programming and patterning just starts to thrive in us going after our dreams, starts to see that it's safe and actually best for us to just be in the now and create in the present moment, anchored and rooted in love and light. And you get to do that. You wouldn't be here hearing this if this wasn't true for you, but only you can. I'm here, and there's many others here to activate, awaken, connect you to your truth, to your power, and follow what excites and ignites you. Follow what feels like it is connecting you to your truth. Follow what resonates for you. That is how you'll know if it's true for you, is it'll resonate and you won't even know why. It just feels like truth, and you don't need to figure out why. You just need to follow through on whatever you feel called to do, and let the universe, the divine, your highest self, let them surprise you. Let them lead. Let them show you how good and easy and free it gets to be. The easiest thing in the world to do is be you. And it's all you have to do. So you just need to stop trying and fixing and problem solving. You need to stop feeling like it's so much work to be you. And I get that we all have our insecurities and our pain and our trauma. And like I was talking to one of my clients last night, who's one of the most awake and aware people, who is really challenging because she's right at that breaking point, and her ego is trying so hard to hold on. And what her ego loves to do to really hold on to her old ways of being is make it feel so complicated to love and trust ourselves. Like it can't just be this easy. It can't be this easy to just do this thing that I like doing. That can't be the answer. No one else is doing that. Well, no, because it's your thing. It's not their thing. And if it's a similar thing to them, it's still in their own way through their own lens. It's really super fucking easy. And this is coming from someone that struggled really hard with loving myself. I spent 2 decades deep in self-hate and harm through eating disorder. In that time, my heart was as pure as it is now, and all I wanted to do was help everyone else, because I've never been any different in the way that I see people, but I didn't see myself. And I never felt worthy of the praise or the love or the validation or anything, because I'd completely abandoned myself. And the more I went deeper into my disorder, was more shame and more blame and more guilt piled on top of more and more of it. The only way out was loving myself. Like even years into being healed from that, I still was carrying the shame and blame and guilt. But I can see where me having to go through that was everything that I needed to do everything I've done and to get me here. It was a part of my journey. We all have things. We all have trauma and drama and ways that we create suffering for ourselves. But we're here now. And it's time in any now moment to take responsibility. And let's just go a little bit deeper. This is a long one today. We have to take responsibility for our reality completely. We have to take responsibility. When you stop being a victim to your reality and start taking responsibility and just seeing and forgiving yourself and anyone else for anything before this, because it was what it was. And if it wasn't that, it'd be something else. But once you truly wake up and choose to just let the past be over, it's over, it's done. It's only what we make of it now. And that's not to say that everything that we've gone through isn't in us in some way, but it's magic. And we now get to alchemize it into creating lives that we love, into being who we want to be, and serving ourselves so that we can serve everyone else. We're all just here walking each other home, but home is finding ourselves, our truth, our hearts. Because when you can find that and you can see, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, you are always here. You are always safe. You are always home. And we need to see and love that home, that place of being, that heaven on earth that our human experience is meant to be. It's one of the things that I've been channeling through for so long that I was afraid to speak forever because of all people's beliefs that I was afraid of disrupting, or I don't know, just I don't have proof of this other than a knowing and now a living of it, of the fact that we are heaven on earth, that our experience is meant to be that. And the more of us that are living our truth, that are living aligned, that are living alive, that are consciously choosing to just be free and do and be what we want to, that we create more light and love and higher levels of consciousness in this world through experiencing our own heaven on earth. So if that resonates, if that makes sense to you, then you're meant to do it, and most likely already are in ways. But this new earth, this higher level of consciousness that is very much accessible to anyone that chooses to just have their past be over and create the identity you want to be and live a reality that you love. It's available to you and me and everyone, but it comes through you loving you wholly, completely. Okay. I could go on this topic. Pretty much will every day. So thank you so much for listening to me today, for being here, for helping me co-create this magic. If this gave you anything, if you liked it, if you wanted to like this video, I would love that. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am currently posting a video every day. I don't really plan on stopping, but we'll see. We'll see what comes through. I know for 111 days that the universe is in support of it, and we'll see from there. And I have, a lot more things coming as they're meant to. The most unexpected magic and miracles just keep happening that are getting in the way of, the things that I had planned to do that I know are going to happen when they're meant to. But if I'm having to put them on hold for even better and more exciting dreams coming through before I could have ever imagined, I'm okay with that. And I'm sharing that because, again, I'm here to be a mirror of how good it can be for you. And I'm not saying that it's not great for you, but I know from everyone that I feel is truly living in the 5D and in a higher level of consciousness and living lives that they love. I love them sharing their authenticity and their vulnerability, so that especially when I needed to really break through, I needed that. So my commitment to me and to you is to just be the vulnerable, magical and messy expression of my divinity that I'm here to, so that hopefully it can mirror and activate whatever it needs to in you. So, thank you again. I love you. Just go and be you. Actually, well, that, yes, but play. Right now, I dare you to go and just play in whatever way you want to, whatever that means for you. Go and do something that just feels like fun for you. Get in the frequency and the energy and the magnetism of fun and play and see what comes through. And then do it every day, all day, always. Okay. Love you.